Hello, my name is Alejandra, and I will be giving an analogy that helped me when studying the bone repair stages. The analogy is of a natural disaster happening to a city and the healing process to the city. The same way there is a healing process when there is a damaged bone. Therefore, we can think that our city is our bone, and we can call it Bone City for fun. Just like a city has rivers and lakes within it to provide a water source to the city, the same way bone has blood vessels within it that supply nutrients to the bone. Now, in order for bone repair to happen, there must be a damaged or broken bone to begin with. Therefore, in our story of our bone city, an earthquake comes along our city, breaking the ground underneath and causing a lot of damage within the city that represents the bone breaking and being damaged. This leads into our first stage of bone repair of the city. Now, this may not seem like a repair to the city, but it is part of the process that comes with earthquakes, which is a tsunami. A tsunami causes lots of water within the city to rush over the city, creating a flood, submerging most of the city and flooding away many broken pieces. The same way, the first stage of bone repair, the hematoma formation, is ruptured blood vessels forming a blood clot over the broken bone area. So the same way that a tsunami floods the broken bone city is the same way that the blood rushes to the broken area, forming a clot. The same way a tsunami can be adding a little more damage to the city with floods is the same way that a hematoma may cause some harm by causing some pain, inflammation, and loss of some bone cells. Then the second stage of bone repair is the fibrocartilaginous callus forming, which represents in our city the first responders coming to the first aid of the city with providing the initial cleanup and safety repair of the area. This is the same way that in bone repair, the bone starts to clean up and repair itself a little. All the cells that are communicated, they migrate to the site to help begin repair, which represents the first responders communicating and going to the site. Phagocytic cells clear the debris the same way firefighters begin to help clean up the damaged area of the city. Fibroblasts release collagen fibers that span the broken bone site, the same way police officers set up safety tape and temporary safety material all around the broken city parts. Then, the third stage of bone repair of the bone city is the bony callus forming, which represents the construction workers coming to fix the major areas of the city, replacing the temporary safety repairs made by the first responders. For the construction workers to come, this takes time because they have to prepare and work on the major damages of the city, the same way that for the bony callus forming, the osteoblasts, which are our construction workers, have to come and work a long time on replacing the fibrocartilage with a bony callus, in which the construction workers have to replace the temporary safety things in the city with more stable roads, sidewalks, and other things. In our last stage of bone repair, which is bone remodeling, which takes even longer time because it involves any other excess material on the bone being removed and the final structure of the compact bone being laid down. This represents the architects, engineers, and their workers coming into the city and working for several months on the final repairs of the city, like fixing the buildings to make them resemble the most similar to how they were before the earthquake broke them, with also removing any excess safety material placed before construction so that it is no longer needed since everything has been rebuilt. And that was the 4 stages of bone repair of Bone City. Since I mentioned osteoblasts, a little trick saying to remember the difference between osteoblasts and osteoclasts is for osteoblasts, you can think we have a blast making stuff with osteoblasts. So you will know they make the bone matrix. And for osteoclasts, you can think we cry when osteoclasts break things down, to help you know that osteoclasts break bone down. I hope this helps you in your studying. Thanks for watching.